Hey guys, Jack Goddard here. We're here today to talk about dieting. I'm looking to help you live a healthier, active lifestyle. So here are five main things where I think people go wrong in dieting, and for you to look to avoid and think longer term. So number one, we're going to go with looking for the quick fix diet. Now this leads to you losing weight really quickly in the short term. Maybe you're cutting your calories by far too much. You're cutting out all the bad foods, like the treats that you should have in proportion, to make it enjoyable, to make it maintainable for your lifestyle. You're not you're not looking for that quick fix to lose 2 stone in 2 weeks, unless you've been instructed by a doctor and you've been put on that maybe real calorie restricted diet to help you out. But really, you should look for a longer term solution and leave yourself enough time to prepare for that. So, say if you're preparing for a summer holiday, you should leave yourself a few months to lose a couple of stone, so that it's coming off 1 to 2 pounds a week, or 3 to 4 pounds a week if you're exercising and eating right. So stop looking for quick fixes that are going to make you lose loads of weight, and the next diet that the latest celebrities are doing, the next big pill. It's not about magic quick formulas that are going to get you in shape, because the likelihood is after you jump off that, you're then going to put it all back on within a couple of months. You'll be back to square one, and then the cycle starts with you yo dieting and going from the next diet to another diet to another diet, and then your weight's going up and down and up and down, and it's not having any long-term health benefits. So think longer term, think more health and lifestyle rather than diet for real quick weight loss. Okay, let's bring us on to our next point: is not eating enough of the right foods. So typically when you're dieting and people think of that short term, or they think eating healthy, they're thinking, I need to cut back, I need to just live off of fruit and veg and eating salads, and really that's not going to give your body what it needs at all times, and the likelihood is you'll start to feel like you have less energy than you did, you'll start to feel hungry more, and you'll start to struggle with daily activity because you're not giving your body enough calories. Calories are energy for your body, so think of your body like your dream sports car, for example. So say you've got a real amazing sports car like a Ferrari, for example. You're not going to then go and put the wrong fuel in your body. You're not going to the wrong fuel in the car, for it, and expect it to then run for a long journey or run efficiently, because it's going to break down. That's what think of your body like that. So think of your body like you need to give it the correct nutrition and the correct fuel, so that you can then go and get on with your day, and it's going to help you to succeed. Rather than giving it too little, or waking up in the morning and thinking, great, my car's going to run on reserve for my 30-mile journey to work or whatever, it's not going to be achievable. So think of your body like that. Think of your body like a finely tuned machine where you need to give it exactly what it needs. So you need to eat enough of the right foods. This can be achieved by making it a little simpler for yourself, just preparing the night before so that you can eat more throughout the day. So breakfast, you can start healthily, look for a balance of each meal and each snack of carbohydrates, proteins, healthy fats, those main macros that you're really gonna, if you focus on those, everything else can kind of fall into place around that. And it's about starting to look for proportion rather than cutting everything back and eating real minimal and then not enjoying the diet. Think longer term, eat a little more often, have a mid-afternoon snack and a mid-morning snack, and eat a little more often. It'll help your energy levels, it'll help you feel fuller for longer, and it'll get you enjoying the diet. Third is cutting out carbs. Now, I'm not talking about if you're looking to go and compete as an athlete, because typically when they're on stage, they need to be real shredded. So they'll cut out carbs a couple of weeks before competition, and they'll get really lean, and they'll eat a hell of a lot of protein. Now, there are diets out there where 1 week you'll eat carbs, and then the next week you'll just eat a lot of protein, and then you'll lose a lot of weight off of that. Now, on these diets, you normally lose a lot more than the recommended amount per week. This is because it's shocking your metabolism. But also, you're probably undercutting the calories by a lot, and cutting out carbs really isn't looking towards that long term. Now, a safe way of doing it is to maybe cut down on the amount you're having, but it needs to be done safely. So you're not going to cut down to just eating one portion of carbohydrates a day. Just have a small amount of each meal and use what I call and what the industry knows as a proportion method. So you're looking to balance each plate. So you have a portion of carbohydrates, you have a portion of vegetables, a portion of protein. That means that then you're likely to be covering carbohydrates, protein, and your vitamins and things from your fruit. So that's all going to be covered on each plate, and then it makes your life a lot easier, not having to think of counting calories. Just look at that proportion. Make sure your plate's not going to be fully stacked up and just like 2 portions in one. Just keep it real low. Also, cutting out carbs, it's not going to be long term. So you're going to think of you got to think of it as a long term thing to be able to maintain. If you're going to cut out carbs for a few months, then fair enough for making the step to lead a healthier, active lifestyle and to lose that weight. But how are you then going to maintain that weight? By then adding carbs back into your diet, you're going to be upping your calories and you're going to be upping what your body has to burn off. So then you're going to increase your weight. So really, you should look to cut back maybe and then still eat a proportion of it each day, so that you lose that 1 to 2 pounds or 3 to 4 pounds of exercise a week, and then you'll keep it real maintainable. 4 is making giant changes. So along the similar lines as the last point, but if you're looking to go from eating really unhealthy at the moment to jumping into a diet where you're eating, I don't know, 5 meals a day and you're not eating any treats, then it's going to not be as maintainable, and you're going to probably get disheartened really quickly when you can't stick to it. Some people will jump into it and stick to it, and that's absolutely great. I mean, they're going to be loving it and loving the results, but sometimes it's more beneficial to make small changes, so focusing on little things throughout the day, each day. So maybe for the first few days of the week, you'll focus on changing your breakfast to make sure that it's got a balance of, for example, maybe you can eat scrambled eggs on whole wheat toast for breakfast, and then maybe have some fruit on the side of it, so you've got that balance of vitamins, protein, carbohydrates. It's going to fill you up, it's going to fuel you, it's going to help you feel energetic for the morning and throughout the day, and then you're set up. So then the next few days after, you'll look to go towards adding in maybe a morning snack or focusing on lunch. So make smaller changes to your lifestyle gradually and look to make a little change each day by maybe drinking more fluids, for example. Like I just said, breakfast, focusing on a healthy morning snack. And just focus on little changes rather than huge, giant changes to the next big diet. And then within a couple of weeks, you've got disheartened, you're not being able to stick to it, so found it really hard. And then you're off of it again and feeling disheartened. Number 5, being too harsh on treats. Kind of touched upon that on the last point. But basically, if you're going to cut out everything, such as like chocolate crisps, fast food, for example, then you're likely to have a lot of cravings and you're not going to be satisfying those, so it may lead to you just becoming disheartened and coming off the diet, or gross feeling when you come off of it again. So then it's not going to be lifestyle. So like I said before, you need to think longer term rather than short term. Look to have a treat day maybe once a week, twice a week. Find out what works for you. Some people work well when they have a day or an evening once a week where they think, right, that evening I can have something that I've been looking forward to all week. Maybe I can have a dessert after my meal, or maybe I can eat that chocolate bar that I've maybe been craving. So look to have those treats to look forward to, is my point. You can find out what works for you. It might work once a week. You may find that if you're having a day off once a week, it may be defeating the objective and you may be going over the top. So maybe worth to have a night off, or put it back to a day off every 2 weeks where you can just relax a little bit on your meal plan and eat a few treats. Some people even find it works once a month, so then they just have that day to look forward to where they can just completely forget about it and it's not going to completely write off all their hard work. So find out what works for you, play around with it a little bit. It might take a little bit of time to figure it out, but once you do, it's going to help you make it a lot more maintainable. You have that night to look forward to, and you can have those treats throughout the week. So along these points, let's just refresh. 1, stop looking for a quick fix. 2, not eating enough of the right food, so look to balance it throughout the day. Just look for simple balances, maybe add two snacks and 3 meals, find out what works for you. 3, cutting out carbs. Again, it can work for certain diets, but don't look to cut it out completely. Look for a balance, so look to cut back and have it in proportion with each meal, and maybe look to change to complex carbohydrates like whole grains too. It's just got more fibre in it, helps you feel a little bit fuller for longer, and it's easier to digest for your system. It also helps you make sure you get that fibre that your body needs throughout the day. So just keep it real basic. Making giant changes, look to make smaller gradual changes, so thinking long term, and you're still going to see results, and it'll mean that you stick to it for longer, rather than maybe making a giant change to eating a lot less calories, not having treats, and then you're getting disheartened when you can't stick to it on the first day and the first couple of days, and then you're off of it again. Number 5, being too harsh on treats, so make sure you have those treat nights, treat days, find out what works for you. What I will add is that you kind of need to be your own little trainer. It helps to have someone that you can maybe look to for this knowledge. That's the point of this blog, to help you guys out. So look to kind of personalise it to you, find what works, find what doesn't. If you're not losing weight, then maybe you're eating too much of a certain thing or having too many calories. Stay tuned for my next video, and thanks for watching. My next video will be on how to calculate your calories for the day, per day, so that you know you're getting the right amount, and will also be on the portion method. So we're going to look at 2 ways of getting the right nutrients to your body and what it needs. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Jack Goddard. Check on the blog. See you soon.